Good evening, everyone. Welcome you all to the Achievers Atta. So, this session is about Telangana Public Service Commission T TSPSC 2023 Junior Lecturer Notification Commerce Question Paper discussion is going to happen. So, this paper discussion will be useful for TS or AP, JL plus DL Commerce examination. It will be useful. And also Tamil Nadu Assistant Professor, TRB Assistant Professor, Commerce aspirants also it will be useful, as well as UGC NET and SET examination. And even if you are preparing for PGT or any other examination, KVS, NVS, PGT, and Assistant Professor or Lecturer examination of RPSC, UPPSC, anything, it will be useful because this question paper syllabus is common to almost all the commerce respective examinations. Right? సో తెలుగులో కూడా ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తూ ఉంటాను. తెలుగు వాళ్ళు ఇబ్బంది పడద్దు. తెలుగు ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేసేటప్పుడు తెలుగు చెప్తాను, ఇంగ్లీష్లో కూడా చెప్తాను ప్రతి క్వశ్చన్. రైట్, ఎక్స్ప్లెనేషన్ అనేది. ఇఫ్ యు ఆర్ ప్రిపేరింగ్ ఫర్ ఎనీ ఆఫ్ ది ఎగ్జామినేషన్, UGC NET aspirant join in the Telegram group, and AP and Telangana SET aspirant separate WhatsApp groups are available, and AP or the Telangana JLDL Commerce group is available in the description. Tamil Nadu TRB Assistant Professor Commerce separate group also available in the description. You can join anywhere. APPSC JLDL, APPSC and TTD JLDL Commerce course అనేది మనకి అవైలబుల్ గా ఉంది. తెలుగు ప్లస్ ఇంగ్లీష్ ఎక్స్ప్లెనేషన్ లో క్లాసెస్ ఉంటాయి. పీడిఎఫ్ మెటీరియల్ అనేది ఓన్లీ ఇంగ్లీష్ లో ఉంటుంది. కంప్రెహెన్సివ్ కవరేజ్, డీటెయిల్ కవరేజ్ ప్రతి ఒక్క యూనిట్ కి. సో కంప్లీట్ సిలబస్ ఉంటుంది, క్విజెస్ ఉంటాయి, పీడిఎఫ్స్ ఉంటాయి, అండ్ మాక్ టెస్ట్ సిరీస్ ఉంటుంది, ప్రీవియస్ క్వశ్చన్ సాల్వ్ ఉంటాయి. So anni kalipi 4,500, but we are giving it a 4,000 only for majority of the members at a discounted price to give the benefit to maximum. The course కావాలి అనుకున్న వాళ్ళు డిస్క్రిప్షన్ లో అన్ని లింక్స్ ఉంటాయి, ప్రతి ఒక్క లింక్. అండ్ డౌట్ ఉంటే వాట్సాప్ లో మీరు అప్రోచ్ అవ్వచ్చు. అండ్ when it comes to the Tamil Nadu TRB assistant professor, you people can take a Laksha batch course, which is their completed course for the commerce. TRB assistant professor it will be useful, and UGC NET also it is useful. So complete detailed version. It is a full detailed version. In recent 18th June also majority questions were covered in this course of paper 2 commerce. I can damn sure you can compare the paper and our classes. Majority questions which are not covered by many of the books, many of the institutions, we covered in detail in this course. That's my assurance. So 3,600 for this with a 6 months validity. It will be there in detail way. And UGC NET December live batch will be starting after the re-examination. And TSSET 2024 aspirant paper 1 complete course available at a 1799, and paper 2 if you want paper 1 and paper 2 together 2800 it will be there. Let's start this session without late. If all are ready, chalo, let's get started. TSPSC 2023 JL Commerce question paper, question number 1. Quickly, you should give the answer in the chat box. Prati okka chat box lo respond avvali. The firm is not required to pay dividend on retained earnings. Statement number 1. Next, number 2. The level of interest rates affects the cost of debt. Affects the cost of debt. Answer for this question. సో ఏ స్టేట్మెంట్ కరెక్ట్ అంటున్నాడు సింపుల్ గా. Answer is going to be బి. రెండు ఆప్షన్స్ కరెక్టే. బోత్ ఆప్షన్స్ ఆర్ కరెక్ట్. వై? ఎందుకు? The firm is not required to pay dividend on retained earnings. Retained earnings ante out of the earnings which are available to the equity shareholders. ఏవైతే earnings equity shareholders కి available గా ఉన్నాయో వీటి పైన upon this we will be declaring the dividend and remaining portion we will be keeping it for the reserves as a retained earnings. So there is no need to declare the dividend or required to pay the dividend upon this because out of the entire profit we divide. So the statement 1 is correct. And cost of the debt, KD, cost of the debt, it will be affected by the level of interest. If 10% interest rate, then 10% will be the cost of 5%. So the level of interest rate will be, the higher the level of interest rate, higher will be the cost of debt. Lower the level of interest rate, lower will be the cost of debt. So both the statements are correct, absolutely. Next. Second question. Which of the following is the correct chronological order of sample design process? Sample design process. आप जेएल नोटिफिकेशन कब आने वाली है? कौन सा स्टेट का? तेलंगाना का या आंध्र प्रदेश का? आंध्र प्रदेश का आ गया, तेलंगाना का हो गया, अभी आने वाला कुछ भी नहीं जेएल का. Answer for this question. Guys, do hit a like button. Answer will be definitely A. ఖచ్చితంగా ఏ అవుతుంది అండి. ఎందుకు అవుతుంది? First of all, in sample design process we should define the population. Who is our population? If our population is 10,000, so 10,000, who are our population? Define our population. Like 18 to 23 years of age group is my population, or 25 to 35 age group is my population. Whoever is having this age group will come under my population of the research study. So step 1, first population ni define there. Later decide if it would be better to take sample or a census. So only 10,000 లో పార్ట్ మాత్రమే స్టడీ చేయాలా లేదంటే ఎంటైర్ 10,000 స్టడీ చేయాలా అనేది డిసైడ్ అవ్వాలి. Whether you wanted to study part of the 10,000 which is a sample or entire 10,000. Second step, once you decided to study the sample, then you should go for constructing or obtaining an appropriate sampling frame. You should design a frame of sample. Based on the size of the sample, you will design a frame of the sample. And finally, whether to use the probability sampling methods or the non-probability sampling method. Probability sampling methods are S3MCA, means simple, systematic, stratified, multi-stage, cluster, area sampling. Probability. Non-probability are DSPCQ. Dimensional sampling, snowball or network sampling, purposive sampling or judgmental sampling, and convenience sampling or the accidental sampling, and quota sampling. These are the types of sampling: probability, non-probability. Next, dash are intangible, perishable, variable, and inseparable products. Direct question. Guys, Telugu and English both I am covering, both explanation I am covering. So don't try to feel it as difficult when I'm speaking Telugu, because this is Telugu aspirants are there here, AP and Telangana. So answer is absolute, a unique answer it is services. Even UGC NET 18th June morning shift commerce, this question was there. So which of the following is not a characteristics of sample? So services. So marketing services will be there. VI will be there. Here you can look at intangibility, inseparability, variability, and perishability are the four main characteristics of service. Service is intangible, means we cannot see, we cannot feel. We can only feel. We cannot touch. We cannot see. It cannot be seen, tasted, felt, heard, or smelled before the purchase. Once you purchase, you can able to see, you can able to experience. Inseparable means services cannot be separated from service provider. Doctor service ఇస్తున్నాడు. So doctor నుంచి doctor లేకుండా service తీసుకోలేం. So without a doctor you cannot take a service of the doctor. That is why inseparable. Provider and the service both will come together. Variable. Variability means teacher. Suppose my teaching is different from others. Others may be effective, I may be effective in some cases. That is variable. Service will be depending on provider to provider. Perishability means if you are not taking a service, it will be perishable. It will not be available for the later use. తర్వాత అవైలబుల్ గా ఉండదు. ప్రొవైడ్ చేసినప్పుడే తీసుకోవాలి. నెక్స్ట్, there are two statements. One is cash management. Second one is motives of cash management. Good evening. Good evening. Answer for this question. Very simple question, but a conceptual one. Nice it is. Option B is the given answer. That is, only statement A is correct. B is wrong. Why A is correct? See, there are two models of cash management. మనకు రెండు మోడల్స్ ఉన్నాయి. ఒకటి, one is the Baumol model. Second one is the Miller ORR model. Baumol model of cash management will talk about whenever we are able to estimate the optimum cash balance with a certainty. ఖచ్చితంగా ఎప్పుడైతే ఎంత క్యాష్ కావాలో ఎస్టిమేట్ చేయగలమో, whenever we are in a position to estimate the requirement of cash with a proper certainty, then we use the Baumol model. And here, transactional motive of holding a cash takes into account the element of uncertainty associated with any form of the business. Whenever there are four types of motives in the cash management: transaction motive, precautionary motive, speculative motive, and one more also there. That is, you can see, compensating motive. So transaction motive means for the day-to-day operation, how much cash is required for the operating cycle of the business. That is transaction. But they given ulta. And precautionary means to face the uncertainty which is going to be there in the future. So precautionary is for unexpected or uncertain events. But they match with a transactionary motive as a precautionary motive, which is wrong statement. Speculative motive means It is decided to hold the cash in order to exploit the business opportunity. So like a stock market, we are holding the cash in our hand to take the opportunity of the future stock movements, high or low prices, whenever it goes, we have to take an opportunity to exploit that market. And compensatory means it is to compensate the banks for certain services or the loans. So variety of services to the bank business concern will be there. So for the clearance of that purpose, to compensate the loss, to compensate the expenses, will be maintaining this cash. There are 4 motives. Next.
Namaskar.
Answer is absolutely A. Yes, correct answer is A, participative approach. Neoclassical theory of organization advocates the cornerstones of efficient management, human dignity, the communication are. When we will have an effective management is a question. Effective management will be there whenever you consider the other's point of view. That is, when you include everybody in the participative approach of management in taking a business decision, consulting the employees, all the managers, all the stakeholders, then it will be collectively they'll be satisfying themselves at a respective position. సో వాళ్ళు వాళ్ళ స్థానాల నుంచి మనం వాళ్ళ సజెషన్లు కానీ తీసుకున్నప్పుడు ఆటోమేటిక్ గా సాటిస్ఫై అవుతారు అండ్ వాళ్ళు కూడా ఆర్గనైజేషన్ మేనేజ్మెంట్ డిసిజన్ లో భాగస్వాములు అవుతారు. ఆటోమేటిక్ గా పార్టిసిపేటివ్ అప్రోచ్ ఇస్ ద అల్టిమేట్ ఎఫిషియంట్ మేనేజ్మెంట్ ప్లాన్. రిమైనింగ్ ఆల్ ఆర్ వన్ సైడెడ్ అప్రోచ్, బట్ దిస్ ఇస్ అ టూ సైడెడ్ అప్రోచ్. లైక్ ఇంటరాక్షనల్ కమ్యూనికేషన్, there is a participative approach also will be there. Interactive communication type. When can an organization use a production concept? Question is about production. There are 4 concepts. One is product. Second one is production. Third one is marketing. Fourth one is selling. And another 5th one also there. That is holistic marketing approach. The question is about production concept. ఏ ఆర్గనైజేషన్ ఎటువంటి సంస్థ ప్రొడక్షన్ కన్సెప్ట్ కి ఫాలో అవుతుంది? Answer will be option C. Correct. When the demand for the product is higher than the supply. Why? The differentiation between this first and this second is important. Whenever the organization is following the product concept, they give importance to the quality. Quality of the product is important. Demand and the quantity doesn't matter there. Like Apple phone. Apple is the highest quality. Their price is more. Their intention is not to sell high quantity of product, but their intention is to maintain the quality. That's why their price is very high. They follow product concept. But production concept means irrespective of the quality, we wanted to sell more quantity. For that we have to produce more and more. So more quantity oriented at affordable prices, at a lowest prices, అతి తక్కువ ప్రైస్ లో ఎక్కువ క్వాంటిటీ ప్రొడ్యూస్ చేయడానికి ట్రై చేసే కన్సెప్ట్ ప్రొడక్షన్ కన్సెప్ట్ అవుతుంది. సెల్లింగ్ అంటే సెల్లింగ్ కన్సెప్ట్ ఈస్ నథింగ్ బట్ we wanted to sell. whether it is suitable. I have this bottle. Whether this bottle is useful for the customer need or the want or not, I don't care. I am selling this product. So those who are buying, whether it is useful for them or not interested. That is selling concept. Whereas marketing is, if I am selling one product or a service, this product should be fulfilling the needs and wants of the customer. Then that will become a market. Selling concept, seller will consider only to sell the product. But in marketing, selling the product with a fulfillment of the needs and wants of the customer. 4 concepts are in. Holistic is a combination of all, 360-degree approach. Financial leverage can be calculated as. Financial leverage can be calculated as. Please do hit a like button if you like a session. నచ్చితే లైక్ చేయండి, నచ్చకుంటే డిస్లైక్ చేయండి. ఒక్కసారి సెషన్లో జాయిన్ అయితే ఇక్కడే ఉండండి. లేదు నేను మధ్యలో వెళ్తా అనుకుంటే అస్సలు జాయిన్ అవ్వద్దండి. మీరు మీ టైం ప్రకారం తీరిగ్గా కూర్చొని ఎప్పుడైనా రికార్డింగ్ వినొచ్చు. సగం సగం విని మీ టైం వేస్ట్ చేయకండి. బికాజ్ మీ టైం చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్. వీడియో ఎప్పుడైనా ఉంటుంది. వింటే పూర్తి వినాలి, లేదంటే మొత్తమే వదిలేయాలి. సో ఆన్సర్ ఫర్ దిస్ క్వశ్చన్, స్ట్రేట్ క్వశ్చన్. Financial leverage. Option B is the correct answer. B is the correct answer. Earning before interest and taxes divided by earning before tax. That's a financial leverage formula. PBT. You may see here degree of operating leverage, contribution by EBIT. Financial leverage, EBIT by EBT. Combined leverage, contribution by EBIT. So combined is a multiplication of operating plus financial leverage. Next, the dash measure of skewness is based upon the divergence of a mean from the mode in a skewed distribution. In a skewed distribution. Question ni first అర్థం చేసుకోండి. Dash is a measure of skewness based upon the divergence of a mean from the mode. So it's simply difference of a mean and mode. Pearson coefficient of skewness. We have 3 types of skewness. One is Pearson, second one is Bowley, third one is Kelly's. In Pearson, there are 2 methods of identifying the skewness. When we have a mean and mode, mean minus mode divided by standard deviation. When we have a median, 3 into mean minus median divided by standard deviation. So when mode is available, first formula. When median is available, second formula. In the question, they are asking about mean from the mode, that is mean minus mode. Divergence means the difference. This is mode. Divergence means divergence of mean from the mode. So mean ki mode ki madhyalo difference divided by standard deviation, which is equal to Pearson coefficient of skewness. And if you look at the Bowley's calculation will be there, and again 2 things. Either quartile related calculation will be there. Q3 plus Q1 minus 2 median divided by Q3 minus Q1. And Kelly's will be based on percentile or the decile. Like P90 plus P10 minus 2 median divided by P90 minus P10. And D9 plus D1 minus 2 median divided by D9 minus D1. Those are the three ways of call Pearson coefficient of skewness. Consider the following statements. Operating leverage helps to identify the position of a fixed cost and variable cost. Financial leverage represents the relationship between EBIT and earnings available to the equity shareholders. Wow. Combined leverage expresses the relationship between revenue in the account of sales and taxable income. So answer for this question, the answer వచ్చేసి ABC అవుతుందండి. Answer for this is ABC. All three statements are absolutely correct statement. Why? Here, first variable cost and fixed cost we can see. Cost is of two types. One is fixed, one is variable. If it is operating fixed cost like a rent, salaries and all, then operating leverage it. If it is a financial fixed cost like interest on capital, interest on debentures, interest on loan, preference dividend, that will be a financial risk which lead to financial leverage. Whenever we add this both, ఎప్పుడైతే ఆపరేటింగ్ ఫిక్స్డ్ కాస్ట్ ఫైనాన్షియల్ ఫిక్స్డ్ కాస్ట్ ని యాడ్ చేస్తామో కంబైన్డ్ లెవరేజ్ వస్తుంది. సో ద స్టేట్మెంట్ 1 is correct. Position of the fixed cost and variable cost we can able to divide based on the leverage which is operating. We can divide it. The fixed cost, variable cost we divide. Now operating leverage is a relationship between the EBIT and sales, and the financial is a relationship between the EBIT and EPS. That is nothing but in the question they stated in second statement em cheppadu EBIT and earning available to equity shareholder. Earning available to equity shareholder is nothing but EPS calculation. Now how EPS will be calculated? EPS is equal earning available to equity shareholders divided by number of outstanding shares. So that's why we can link this both. Second also correct. Third one, revenue in the account of sales and taxable income. How? Percentage change in EPS divided by percentage change in sales. This is the formula for combined leverage when two terms are given, two periods. That's why third statement also correct. Which of the following matching is correct? Answer for this question is A. All are correct. Because investment decision ante capital budgeting, long term investment decision it will be. Financing decision is a capital structure decision. And dividend decision is how much dividend is to be given, dividend payout ratio. Financial management is an area in the financial decision making. This is a broader version of all those. Financial management is divided into three decisions: investment, financial, and dividend decisions. Direct question. See the first page question that is. And this is interesting question, Andy. Which of the statement is true about the skewness? Which of the following statement is true about the skewness? ప్రతి ఒక్క క్వశ్చన్ మన కోర్సులో కవర్ అవుతుంది. ఎవ్రీ క్వశ్చన్. Answer is going to be A and D. Sorry, A and B. That is option D is the correct answer. Here judges the difference between any two of the three averages. We have seen either a mean minus mode divided by standard deviation, or else 3 into mean minus median divided by standard deviation. Call Pearson coefficient of skewness. Just now in the 8th question we have seen. Second one, whenever it is symmetrical, skewness is 0. Symmetrical means like this. Wherever mean equal to median equal to mode, wherever all these three are equal, we call it as a symmetrical. So here there is no skewness. Skewness means the deviation. The deviation from the mean is called as a skewness. But in the definition they stated skewness related to scatteredness, spread, or the deviation from the deviation of the items of a series from its central value, which is wrong. The scatteredness or a spread is nothing but a dispersion. Spread is nothing but a dispersion. Deviation would have been correct. ఇది ఒక్కటే ఇచ్చుంటే కరెక్ట్ అయ్యేది స్టేట్మెంట్. కానీ ఇక్కడ స్ప్రెడ్ అని ఎప్పుడైతే అన్నాడో, whenever they are talking about the spread, spread is indicating a dispersion. It is not the skewness. That's why the third statement is wrong. Section 124 of the Companies Act deals with audit of cost accounting records. Cost audit helps the management in getting reliable data for its day-to-day operation like a price fixing, control, and decision making. Fast. ఇవ్వాలండి. ఈజీ ఆన్సర్, ఈజీ. Answer is option C. Only second statement is correct. First statement is wrong. Why? If you look at the Companies Act, in accounting we discuss usually section number 129, even section number, sorry, not 129, section number 139 to section number 148 is dealing with the audit. Out of this, section number 148 is an cost audit. It's an cost audit. They said 124, which is wrong. 124 is wrong. Cost audit is going to be helpful in fixing the price because it is about cost identification and all. Based on the cost only, the fixing of the price and controlling of the cost techniques will be employed. So that will be cost audit related. Second statement is correct. First section is wrong. 148 is dealing with a cost audit. Dash is the relationship that exists between a leader and the follower is that of a lord and his subject. The same relationship will be there between the lord and the subject So what type of relationship it will be between the leader and follower? Leaders ki followers ki madhya లార్డ్ కి సబ్జెక్ట్ కి ఉండే రిలేషనే ఉంటుందంట. అటువంటి లీడర్షిప్ ఏది? బై డెఫినేషన్ దిస్ ఇస్ దట్ టైప్ ఆఫ్ లీడర్షిప్. ఇఫ్ యూ డోంట్ నో యూ కెన్ ఎలిమినేట్ ఇట్. లైక్ డిక్టేటోరియల్ మీన్స్ వన్ సైడ్ వార్. సౌత్ ఆఫ్రికా దట్ is there na Jim King, dictator type. Participatory type of leadership. Participatory means concerning both the point of view. This is separate leadership style. We never discuss about the Lord. The new one is feudal type of relationship. The feudal is the correct answer. By definition, I will tell you. If you look at the Fadia and Shahini has classified many of the leadership styles. In this feudal type of leadership is the same relationship that they'll have like a lord and his subject. So employee will be considered as an essential part of the organization in this type of approach, and they will be compensating for, by the leader for performing his or her duties. So they'll be recognizing all the employees who are performing their duties. Paternal is like a father and the son relationship. Dictatorial is like a controlling entire position in a single hand. Kim Jong. Participatory, rendu vaipula, interactive type. Developmental type is nothing but he will use his leadership to develop the followers lifestyle or the subordinate lifestyle. Bureaucratic is an go with the books. IAS, IPS who are appointed by their law. Manipulative means leader will be confusing or trying to manipulate the audience or the subordinates or the followers. This is a negative one. Next. Sender, message, medium, receiver. Communication question. Sir, which set it is? I'm very sorry, sir. Not even looking at the title. Okay. Anyways. It's an Telangana Public Service Commission Junior Lecturer question paper. Commerce. Answer for this question is option B. Sender is the communicator who is sending. ఎవరైతే సెండ్ చేస్తున్నారో వాళ్ళు. Message is the one. Idea or information. Medium. It is a carrier. Medium with what way? Either by mobile or by internet. Receiver, the person who is taking or making sense of understanding. ఎవరైతే అర్థం చేసుకుంటున్నారో వాళ్ళు. Chronological order with reference to consumer price index. So ఎప్పుడైతే consumer price index అని calculate చేస్తామో, whenever we are calculating the consumer price index, what are the steps will be followed? Answer will be option D. So first, the decision about the class of people to whom the index is mean. ఎవరి కోసం అసలు ఇండెక్స్ ని ప్రిపేర్ చేస్తున్నాం వాళ్ళని దృష్టిలో పెట్టుకోవాలి. First we have to decide for whom we are preparing this index. Later, conducting a family budget inquiry. What is this family budget inquiry? Consumer price index. In this, consumer are the main category of the people. So consumer. Like a meat consumer is a separator, else a petrol consumer is ultimately the consumers. And their budget, each and every consumer as a family of entire consumers, how much they are ready to spend on buying the product or the service. That is, inquiry will be conducted. Finally, the third one is that deciding on the item, different type of items to be taken into account. And index ni calculate చేసేందుకు certain parameters ఉంటాయి. Finally, obtaining the price quotations is the last one. Based on this, index will be calculated by adjusting the inflation and deflation. If you look at like this, construction of a price index, CPI, determination of the scope and coverage of the index, family budget inquiry, obtaining the price quotation. So how the index formula? Value of market basket in the given year divided by base year value of the market. Then we will get the current consumer price index. 16th question. Fast. Answer is A. According to the convention of, that means only option B is correct, A is wrong. Convention of disclosure, accountant should report only what is material and ignore the insignificant details while preparing the final accounts. Actually, record only material and ignore the insignificant transaction means ఇది ఏ concept ప్రకారం అవుతుంది? As per the materiality concept. It is not as per the disclosure. Convention of disclosure says everything need to be disclosure as per the accounting standards which are in force. But the definition which they given is for materiality concept. Making provision for bad debt is an example for convention of conservatism, which is prudence concept. Absolutely, second statement is correct, first statement is wrong. Dash regulates economic and commercial relationship of as citizens. Commercial relationship of as citizens. Absolute answer is Indian Contract Act. 1872. Because economic and commercial, wherever you are entering into transaction, that will be useful. Remaining are having specific recognition. Next, objective of Ind AS 8 is to prescribe accounting treatment for income tax. Ind AS 8 income tax. Ind AS 11 accounting treatment of revenue and cost associated with a construction contract. Ind AS 16 treatment for property, plant and equipment. Matching ఇచ్చే బదులు స్టేట్మెంట్ గా ఇచ్చాడు, ఇంకో కొంచెం టైం కిల్ చేయడానికి సింపుల్ గా. So to kill the time, they given instead of matching, they given in the statement form. Yes, income tax is 12. Perfect. Answer is C. B and C is wrong. B and C are correct. A is wrong because income tax is Ind AS 12. Whereas 11 and 16. 16 is correct only. Property, plant and equipment is 16. 11 is construction contract. 16 is property, plant and equipment. And 12 is income tax. Right. 8 is accounting policies, changes in accounting estimates and errors. అందుకే ఏ తప్పు, BC correct. Next question. The practice of charging all costs, both variable and fixed, to operation process. Operation process or the product or the process is termed as practice of charging all costs, both variable and fixed. Both variable and fixed. Quickly, our target is to cover 25 questions. So question is saying all cost. All cost means variable cost plus fixed cost equal to total cost. Total cost will be followed in absorption costing. Whenever variable cost only, consider marginal costing it will be. Right? Total cost approach is absorption costing and marginal cost is a variable cost approach. So option C is the correct answer. A technique where standardized principles and methods of cost accounting are employed by a number of different companies and firm is termed as. Different companies, number of different companies following a standardized means common principles followed by different companies are called as in which type of system of costing? Different type of companies are different number of companies. కాకపోతే వాళ్ళు ఫాలో అయ్యే కాస్టింగ్ సిస్టమ్ మాత్రం ఒకటే, కామన్ కాస్టింగ్ అకౌంట్ కాస్టింగ్ సిస్టమ్. వాట్ ఈస్ దట్? ఇట్స్ అన్ క్లియర్ uniform. Name itself is saying uniform costing. Uniform means a common cost accounting system. A common cost accounting system will be utilized or will be used for entire same industry of different companies. Entire industry having different companies of different companies. In one industry different companies. ఒకే ఇండస్ట్రీలో చాలా రకాల కంపెనీలు ఉంటాయి. ఆ కంపెనీలన్నీ ఒకే పాలసీని ఫాలో అవ్వాలి. దాన్ని యూనిఫామ్ కాస్టింగ్ అంటాం. The balance sheet shows debt levels of the company as well as what the debt coverage cost. Debt coverage cost. So they are saying balance sheet is showing both level of the debt and the coverage cost of the debt. Coverage cost means interest on debt. Interest on debt is a coverage cost. To cover the debentures, what expense we are incurring? Interest is an expense. That is a coverage cost. Interim statement are used as a temporary. Interim means in between, madhyalo, madhyantara. To judge a company's financial position until full annual statements are issued. So, సంవత్సరం మొత్తానికి సంబంధించిన ఫైనాన్షియల్ స్టేట్మెంట్ ఇష్యూ చేసే వరకు టెంపరీగా మనం ఏవైతే స్టేట్మెంట్స్ ఉంటాయో వాటిని ఇంటరిమ్ స్టేట్మెంట్స్ అంటారంట. కరెక్టా కాదా? సింపుల్ క్వశ్చన్. Very good question actually. Conceptual. You will make a mistake easily. A type of trap. Answer is option B. Second statement only correct. First statement is wrong. Because in balance sheet we will say how much debt is there, level only. We will not write any interest on debt. It will not be written. Coverage cost will not be written in the balance sheet. So that's why it is wrong. And interim statements are nothing but the statement which we prepare till the full financial statements are going to prepare. Danger level is the level at which intent should be placed replenishing stock. Danger level is the level at which intent should be placed for replenishing stock. EOQ influences the maximum level. EOQ influences the maximum level. డేంజర్ లెవెల్ అంటే ఎప్పుడైతే మనం స్టాక్ ని మళ్ళీ ఆర్డర్ పెట్టాలో ఆ లెవెల్ ని డేంజర్ లెవెల్ అంటారంట. శుద్ధ తప్పు, చూడగానే రికగ్నైజ్ చేయాలి. The level when we are replenishing the stock is nothing but a reorder level it is. Right? It is not the danger level at all. ఎప్పుడైతే స్టాక్ ని మళ్ళీ ఆర్డర్ పెట్టాలనుకుంటున్నామో ఏ లెవెల్లో పెడతాం? రీఆర్డర్ లెవెల్లో. ఎప్పుడైతే రీఆర్డర్ లెవెల్ రీచ్ అయినప్పుడు. But whenever the EOQ, economic order quantity, influences the maximum level, obviously it will influence because the EOQ is nothing but the quantity where the cost of each order is going to be minimum. The cost of entire whatever the order at this quantity, our cost of purchase will be very, very minimum. So here if you look at, if you want to calculate this maximum level, first you need to know EOQ here. So EOQ will obviously influences the maximum level. EOQ will obviously influence the maximum level. Influencing, yes. If you want to calculate the maximum level, you have to consider the EOQ or the reorder quantity. Next, managerial economics serves as an link between traditional economics and the decision making sciences for business decision making. For business decision making, we need daily live session. Whenever it is there, you attend, madam. Daily if I keep na, this is how it will be. Now all are in dis mode na, as exam is cancelled. They are coming back and they are enjoying now. Once the NTN releases notice, everybody will be active. Answer is option number D. Absolutely correct. D answer andi. So traditional economics and decision making, for the business decision making purpose, we'll use the both. Managerial is majorly for decision making purpose, and it is concerned with the decision making of economic in nature. Whichever is involving finance and all, we will be finance, production, demand, supply, all this decision will be concerned with the managerial economics. And here it is related to macro part. No, it is not related to macroeconomic in character. In majority cases, managerial economics is concerned with a micro rather than macro. Individual company decision making purpose, managerial economics will be used. ఒక్కొక్క కంపెనీకి సంబంధించిన డిసిజన్స్ తీసుకోవడానికి మేనేజరల్ ఎకనామిక్స్ ని వాడుతారు. అండర్ సింగిల్ ఎంట్రీ సిస్టమ్, డిపెండెంట్ ఆన్ ఒరిజినల్ వౌచర్స్ ఈస్ ఇన్ఎవిటబుల్. ఇన్ఎవిటబుల్ అంటే తప్పనిసరిగా ఒరిజినల్ వౌచర్స్ కావాల్సిందే సింగిల్ ఎంట్రీ సిస్టమ్ లో. అండ్ లిమిటెడ్ కంపెనీస్ డు నాట్ అడాప్ట్ a single entry system of accounting. Under single entry system, real and nominal accounts are maintained. Correct. Micro in character. సో ఆన్సర్ ఫర్ దిస్ క్వశ్చన్ ఏమవుతుంది ఆన్సర్? Answer is going to be option A. Option A is the correct answer. Why? Single entry needed the original voucher. Original voucher whenever you are recording, because there is no debit and credit concept here. That's why the original voucher is must and should. We want it. And limited companies do not. Why? They do not, because limited companies will have a large number of transactions. They cannot handle with a single entry. They'll have a double entry system. Proper system is required. So they will not follow this. Under single entry, so second statement is correct only. Not is absolutely correct. They will not follow single entry. They will follow double entry only. Under single entry, real plus personal account, personal and real accounts will be prepared. There is no nominal accounts preparation in the single entry. In single entry system lo personal and nominal accounts మాత్రమే ప్రిపేర్ చేస్తారు, అంతేగాని nominal accounts ఎప్పుడు కూడా ప్రిపేర్ చెయ్యరు. That is by rule. Next, last and final question of this session. Correct, Priya. Receipt and payment is a summary of cash book. It includes receipt and payment only of revenue nature. Answer is option number. Wow. Successfully everybody committed mistake. Option A is the correct answer. Only A is correct. Sorry, only A is correct. Second statement is wrong. Why? Receipt and payment is a summary of cash. Receipt and payment doesn't know about the past, present, future. If a receipt comes either this year or the last year or any other year, it will record as a receipt. If a payment goes either it belongs to current year or the last year or the next year, it will be on the outflow side, payment side. So it will not only record revenue, it will record the revenue and capital both. Receipt and payment, by definition, it is receipt and payment of both capital and revenue expenses as well as the revenue inflows also. Capital and revenue, receipt, capital and revenue payments, both will be recorded in the receipt and payment. That's why receipt and payment as assumed as it doesn't know any past, present, future. It doesn't have any tenses like that. That's why only statement 1 is correct. Statement 2. Yes, income and expenditure account will record only revenue in nature. Revenue, income, revenue, expenditure. That year related. Right? So I hope you like the session. Part 2 session will be there tomorrow. This is useful for combined also. NET assistant professor as well as the JL, DL. For all it will be commonly useful as the questions are highly conceptual in nature. APPSC కి సంబంధించిన వాళ్ళు కోర్స్ కావాలి అనుకుంటే సో ఇన్స్టెడ్ ఆఫ్ 4500 మీకు 4000 కి ఎంటైర్ కోర్స్ అనేది అవైలబుల్ గా ఉంటుంది. ఇది బైలింగ్వల్ కాబట్టి కోర్స్ ప్రైస్ ఎక్కువగా ఉంది. అండ్ మీరు ఇదే యూజీసీ నెట్ తీసుకోవచ్చు, కాకపోతే జేఎల్ డిఎల్ కి యూజీసీ నెట్ కి సిలబస్ అనేది చేంజ్ ఉంటుంది కాబట్టి అది 100% మీకు యూజ్ అవ్వదు. సో ఇది మాత్రమే 100% యూజ్ అవుతుంది. So you can take this course which is at 4000. And Tamil Nadu TRB assistant professor aspirants, Please take advantage of entire commerce. Very detailed approach has been done in this Laksha Commerce course. So you can go further. Thank you so much. If you have any doubt, you can approach me on WhatsApp. And I hope it is useful. Do hit a like.